And the site I looked at, great site, big site, 800 bots excluded, 80 sessions recorded.
So 10x as many bots as real people.
That's what it was claiming. So if anything doesn't work, it wasn't us.
It's Carl's fault,
yeah.
actually.
Carl?
Yeah, we're just the guys that sell it to people. Carl is the one that's messed it up. I want to see if that works, because all I feel like you're doing is making your Shopify store really messy.
Go ahead and speak on that microphone for him.
Hello. Hello, sir.
That's
Hello.
audio. We have sound.
There's audio? Oh, good.
We've
added audio?
We've added audio to this podcast.
All right. Welcome to the Paulcast. I'm your host, Paul Rita. Joining me this week is Kurt. How do you say your name?
Most people say Essler. I believe it's Elster.
Oh, okay. Kurt Elster. And he is some kind of internet guru?
So what are we actually discussing today?
Oh, I don't know. I just walk in and then I sit down and then you just start talking and I react to it.
We're going to do a tips episode where I've got four issues that have come up, in the last 60 days, and then what you do about it, based on real world things we're seeing. But I left the notes in the printer.
Okay. This is really helpful. Bots, why? Great. So glad I have this. Kurt, bots, why?
Well, there's a lot of bot traffic, isn't there? This is if you spend any time in any Shopify forum, watering hole, whatever, the topic of bots is going to come up. And I think this is a thing that Shopify is actively fighting. That's what I suspect.
So I overheard you on a call yesterday. You cited an insane stat that blew my mind that you had personally collected and seen. This wasn't reported to you.
Oh, so Microsoft Clarity now, the heat mapping software, and they have a Shopify app, you just install it, it's great. It will tell you here's our recording sessions and here are the bots we excluded. And the site I looked at, great site, big site, 800 bots excluded, 80 sessions recorded.
So 10x as many bots as real people.
That's what it was claiming. Insane. We've seen on a lot of stores, it looks like traffic's going up and traffic from search engines is going up, but then conversions doesn't. Yeah, because they're not real people.
Well, conversions should go down.
Or conversions go down, organic traffic goes up. It's bizarre. And so then it tanks your conversion rate. I think this is why. I think it's a lot of bot traffic. But then what is the bot traffic? What are these bots doing?
Mm-hmm. And?
Well, I got another thing that if you hang out on Shopify forums a lot, you'll notice. Someone will say, hey, I keep getting fraudulent orders. And they're always to the same address from the same person with the same email with different credit card numbers that if you let the order go through, eventually get disputed. And it's always for whatever the cheapest item is in the store. And I've lost track of the number of instances of this in our client stores, in forum reports, in our own Facebook group, someone posted about it. And even in my wife's store where people started buying a $4 I Heart Tech Nasty sticker, but it always went to the same address. And so the theory I've seen floated online is there's a credit card breach that has occurred somewhere, not having to do with Shopify, but then bad actors who've acquired those credit card numbers are using scripts, bots, to find Shopify stores with inexpensive items that aren't going to get flagged as a fraudulent purchase, and then place the order to warm up and test the credit cards. And then you assume the person then goes with their credit cards, gets a report, from their script.
If the order goes through, they know that credit card's still good and working. And then
now I can charge a slightly more expensive item.
Then they go buy a TV.
Yes. So what do you do about that?
Well, I could just say right off the bat from our experiences, you should probably have a secret minimum order threshold on your store.
Yeah, why not?
Because a lot of times we have stores that sell shipping insurance or has free items on the store that become
and that's
free.
Often what the bot buys.
Yeah, that become free gift with purchase items.
It's like an order for shipping insurance.
Yeah. So right away, there's the real product on your store, the cheapest real product on your store that you would sell that's in a collection listing, is, $40 or whatever it is. You should have a minimum order of $39 because then obviously the real orders will go through, but anything that's less than that, that's your $4 shipping insurance or your free pin that you include on every order or whatever,
Yeah.
those will immediately get stopped. So like, and that'll stop a lot of this traffic as well.
So if you want to implement that free app from Shopify, checkout blocks, it can create checkout rules like validations. And so one of the ones I did on a store just to stop bad actors, I knew there should never be a free order that goes through. The only time a free order is going to go through is it's a customer service issue, in which case like we could process that manually separately. So I just set a minimum of $1. Miraculously, these like fraudulent orders stopped coming in when I did that. Yeah, in the credit card test orders, it's all like they're not even trying. There's the name, the email, and the shipping address, which isn't real, but it's just some person's house who suddenly gets a lot of weird merchandise.
Score.
Yeah. They're like, what is happening? Can you imagine being that person? What is going on here? You could set up rules to stop it.
First you got to see it. That for yours, first you got to see it happening. You're like, that's weird.
Yeah.
And then it'll happen again, and it's the same email, and then okay, that any order with that email, I got to block it.
Yeah, we had a client store where they're like, hey, this guy's placed 10 orders, and they're all for shipping insurance. Like, so could you just make it stop? Because it becomes an annoyance. So the app Fraud Control from Shopify will like give you some analytics about this, but then it lets you make checkout rules pretty easily. And so I just made one that's like, block this guy's email address. If it matches this shipping address, just the checkout won't go through. But all right, if by some miracle he manages to get through it, that system fails using Shopify Flow, which is also free on most plans now. I use that they have a template library, and one of them is cancel and restock orders based off email address. And so even if that order goes through, cancel it, restock it, refund it, and just move on. And so like let them waste their time trying to order, they'll just immediately move on.
But there's no way to preemptively, because I mean it's a legit credit card, or at least was at one time.
Yeah, until it got stolen.
Yeah, so there's no way to preemptively protect yourself from this.
Well, so
other than that minimum order value thing, which should clear up a lot of fakes, I think. Just in general, you should do that. Yeah.
And then setting up, well, there's risk analysis that Shopify does for you automatically, and it's good. It'll come back with like low, medium, high risk. And there's a Shopify Flow template you could set up where it's like, all right, if it's high risk, flag that order and hold it. And the chances are you probably just want to cancel it, or, at the very least try to verify it. Generally, if it's high risk, there's usually a reason. And then medium, you kind of decide based on average order value, like, do you want to take that risk or not? And there's just like the tools built into Shopify that'll do it. And those work pretty well. The problem with, these orders that like where they're testing these credit cards, they're for such low values, it never gets flagged. And so, I don't know how that risk analysis tool works from Shopify, but I do know those if I knew, it's like, okay, now I could start trying to game it, right? Yeah. They need to play that close to their chest. Those inexpensive items, though, for whatever reason, I've never seen, they don't get flagged. They just show up as, low risk. And, and it's like a $5 or less order. Of course, you're right, it is low risk.
Yeah.
One of the ways you could potentially stop it, but then, at the risk of annoying regular customers, is require accounts, and then turn on CAPTCHA for account creation. And in Shopify, again, these tools are there. It's in online store preferences. You could turn on CAPTCHA for account creation and forms, so you're not getting as much spam. But even then, stuff still happens.
Our clients a lot of times are like, oh, my conversion rate's down. Like, they're really worried about their analytics. And they're always trying to read the tea leaves on the analytics. They're taking samples of like 72 hours, and it's like, don't do that. Come on. So, but the bots are screwing up all the traffic numbers, right?
Yes.
Yes, they are. We've confirmed that.
It's my belief that they are.
Okay.
The other thing you can do, like if you start comparing Google Analytics versus Shopify Analytics versus Microsoft Clarity, they're all going to filter bots differently. And so you're going to see different numbers across all of them. And it's them trying to get the bots out. What I do in Shopify Analytics, just to get a cleaner number, I'll do like, all our stores are all or majority US. And so I go, okay, filter by country, US. And then I also filter by device type, because the bots don't necessarily report it. And so I'll just be like, device type is tablet, mobile, desktop. And then by combining those two filters, device type and country, I just get a lot of noise. A lot of noise goes away. I really don't particularly use Google Analytics. I try to do everything with Shopify Analytics. So the same approach should work in GA. But yeah, so it's like bots are a problem in that, and by bots we mean there's like people writing automation scripts. And AI can do it I can tell an AI to write the script for me. And as long as I don't reveal my bad intent, it's just going to do it. And so that's like, I think that's what we're seeing is previously, script kids had to buy scripts from Black Hat forums. Well, now I could just have the AI write it for me. And then there's also like semi-legitimate bots out there.
Well, I mean, the Google crawler to crawl your store. That is a bot.
Yes.
Like, all the search engines, those are real bots. Obviously,
so we don't want to block all
those.
bots. The search engines, we want those bots. The AI bots, we probably want them too. If we want AI search queries to recommend our store and products. So it's like, okay, we can't just ban bots.
We heard something today. One of our longtime clients got, was it 5 purchases or 5 hits?
5 orders.
5 orders.
Where the UTM source, so the like where it came from, was listed as ChatGPT. And so we know that Shopify and ChatGPT have an integration where ChatGPT can search through the Shopify catalog, like in its entirety. I believe you're opted into this by default. And so I found instances, and this was the first store I checked, where he said, all right, show me orders from the last 90 days and show me where source is medium ChatGPT. I think that was how it was phrased. And sure enough, there were at least 5 orders where it had done it. And so, I don't know what the query was. I don't know anything else about it. But the assumption is like they had asked for some recommendation and the thing went out and found it for them and was like, here's the link, and they bought it. Which, okay, cool. I like seeing this thing actually generate revenue for someone for once.
New ways of getting sales.
So this bot thing, there's a feature that popped up in Shopify in the last 12 months that was add to cart rate limits. It's on by default too.
Add to cart rate limits.
Yes.
So you can only add things to cart at a certain speed.
All right, so it's not a rate limit. It's a max limit that you just set globally. So let's say your store typically has, every variant SKU has 100 items in stock. Shopify will then go, hey, let's just set a max of 50. No one can ever add more than 50 of one SKU to their cart. And they enabled this, and then they turned it on by default. And so we know like Shopify 100% notices these things and then actively comes up with like feature solutions to mitigate the issue. But so I think my point is like, yes, bots are a problem. Yes, this is annoying. Also, I don't really think there's anything practical you could do about it. And I would think that if we just wait, Shopify will solve this for us.
There's a new free app called Shopify Launch Checklist.
Yes.
And it just launched. It's new last week. And it's free, so you can't complain about it.
Well, I mean, if you're going to complain about it, they'll give you a refund, 100% refund of your $0. Yeah.
And it looked to me to be just literally a checklist of like stuff that you need to check before you launch your store.
It is, yeah. So let's say
it does what it says on the tin. It's a launch checklist.
You're migrating from another platform, which we're working through 2 migrations right now. An aftermarket automotive company who does Subarus. Ooh, love Subarus. And a tactical parts site. And one's coming from WordPress, the other one's coming from Craft Commerce. And so in both those stores, I installed this app, Launch Checklist, and then it runs a report. And what's funny is like AI powered, but really it's like, here is a sane checklist of everything you should check. And then it's nice, it's semi-automated, where because it's an app plugged in, there's a lot of stuff it could check on its own and just be like, yeah, you did that. And there's a lot of stuff it can't, and it just pops back as manual review. Or like, the store I tried it in first had 29 products, and 5 of them were listed as draft, which was intentional, but it doesn't know that. And so it's like, oh, you got to manually review your product catalog. It's not ready. It was too ready. Now, if you have a store that you're going to launch, have not launched yet, there is no risk or reason not to install Shopify Launch Checklist.
It's a good last minute rundown because, there's a lot of moving parts and you're tracking a lot of things.
And again, included as part of the Shopify plan, it's free. But in the Shopify App Store, there's that badge built for Shopify. And last I read on Twitter today, I don't know if this is an official number, but 900 apps have that out of the like 10,000 or so. That's not an exact number either. I'm ballparking this. 10,000 apps get that built for Shopify designation. And when I'm looking for an app in the Shopify App Store, I now also look for that built for Shopify badge first. Because for me, it means like, oh, someone from Shopify vetted that this thing is not going to be a bunch of annoying nonsense.
Well,
Like because they make sure it fits in that interface.
well, and even just that it's still supported. Like, there's someone here it's not a zombie app that's just collecting your money still, because you need to reapply. Shopify rechecks that.
Yeah, we did the annual review.
We have to re-up every year, I think, to get built for Shopify status. And we're also implementing the contextual save bar in our new app.
We're doing another app. Yeah, promo party. Free gift with purchase. My favorite kind of promo.
Yes. And we are entering beta testing with promo party right now, as in, I think it was on once. We're done poking at it internally because our eyes have just glazed over because we've seen it too many times.
Yes.
So we're just like, yeah, that works. That's fine. And we need new eyes. We need new eyes that are not jaded by this app. So if you would like to beta test our app, and it might not work, but you could try it and tell us if it works or not, you should contact us.
Yeah, just go ahead, reply to my newsletter if you get it, or DM me on LinkedIn or Twitter.
Yeah.
Happy to help.
And so what it is you can do a free gift with purchase promotion on your store. It could be triggered by a product. It could be triggered by a certain cart value. You just set it up. If someone has $100 in their cart, this product automatically gets added to their cart for free.
Yeah.
And it could be a variant. It could be one specific product. If they buy a shirt, they get a free pair of pants. However you want to set that up, you could have multiple ones running at the same time. All it is a methodology for you to automatically add discounted products to people's carts. And it'll do the discount. It'll automatically add it. It'll all set it up for you. All you got to do is promote it.
And shout out to Carl Meisterheim from Liquid Weekly and SDA, the Shop for Developer Alliance.
Yeah, he's our partner on this.
And he's been doing the development. So if anything doesn't work, it wasn't us.
It's Carl's fault, actually.
Carl?
Yeah, we're just the guys that sell it to people. Carl is the one that's messed it up.
No. Carl's been great.
But yeah, think about it. You say, hey, if you spend $50, we'll give you a free enamel pin. That enamel pin costs you $1. And if someone's paying $40, they're going to find a way to spend an extra $10 to get that free pin. And now they've given you an extra $10 for a $1 pin.
Well, everyone knows, like, if I run a promo or sale, I will have more sales during that period. But if I'm always discounting everything, then people learn to wait for the sales. And so I think free gift with purchase is the ultimate compromise. Well, all right, I want to leave us with one last tip for folks. One of our retainer clients, working with an SEO agency, and the SEO agency's idea for, like, their first round, they were doing like catalog cleanup, but they said, we're going to try and get exact match keyword phrases to the site by adding a bunch of collections based off product attributes. And then I'm on the email chain, so I'm going through this stuff because I'm curious. There's 150 collections they're adding to a store that had like 1,000 products in it, maybe. And it'd be, let's say it's an apparel store. There'd be a collection that's like men's shorts, size, waist 36, and then another collection, men's shorts, waist 38, and then like men's polos, color red, size large. And so you can, with the way Shopify filtering and collections work now, and smart collections, you can make really granular dynamic collections in that store, and then try and target these long tail exact match keyword phrases that, that in theory that could be beneficial.
I want to see if that works, because all I feel like you're doing is making your Shopify store really messy.
But we're not necessarily linking to those in the menus.
I understand that, but I just think on the back end, and like I could see those getting screwed up really easily.
Well, that's why I want them to definitely be automatic, not manual. But yes, there's a little bit of disaster potential here.
Oh, always a good sign when you admit that.
I think the only risk would be crawl budget. Like, you make so much stuff, you add so much stuff to the site that Google just goes, look, we're gonna index 20% of this right now, and then the next time we index your site, we'll get the other 20.
Can't you get dinged if you have like too many pages of just being like, I don't think
duplicate content?
Of just like, I don't think this site is real. Like, it's just all like this site is literally spam.
It could be considered low quality content. It could be considered duplicate content. I was thinking it's you could get around the duplicate content thing fairly easily because the products in the catalog in each collection probably change materially, I hope. And then
No, they wouldn't. I mean, if you have like
if it's like men's shorts size 36,
yeah, you have say you sell 10 pairs of shorts.
You're right. Those 10 collections would be
all, and the 10 pairs of shorts and they each come in 5 sizes. Well, we've now made 5 bonus collections that all have the exact same identical content.
And then between
the only difference between these identical collections is their title.
We'd have to change title and then generate a unique collection description. Yeah.
In size 30, yeah.
And then
our best short in size 38. Great.
In the collection description, ideally, then you link to the other collections to add internal links.
Gross.
Yeah, that's how you would have to do this. But, I mean, this is a work in progress. We'll see what it does. Let's wrap it up there with one of your jaunty jingles.